Man, I was watching the news last night from my, it's like having a literally, it's interesting. It's like being Daniel or Joseph or Dan, or someone like that, and having a prison window where they sit and show you, like the whole thing with Rockefeller told me in my meditation in prayer in Sierra Vista when I talked to him, they'll gladly kill over me and my grandpa's money and watch you and Jesus die for us. And the way they try to torture the spirit of the Messiah is like, look, here you are busting your ass to give them the Lord's Prayer so they can all live peace and love their children and be loved. And here's what they're doing. Yeah, I know, they've been doing it for 2025 years since they crucified Jesus. So why would I sit there and say, yeah, they seem to think it's consistent and it's good. But when you see what's happened with the world, and with the people of the world since the Romans crucified Jesus and turned him into a war god of mythology. Look at how horrible the world has become. I mean, they were destroying the ecosystem through their opulence and their insanity with the Great Wall of China and the pyramids and the pyramids in not just here but in Mesoamerica, or not just in Africa but Mesoamerica. And then they did mythology about it and how great and how connected to the aliens and the gods and stuff their ancestors were and how amazing they were. And it's like, no, they were sick. They were disgusting. The Egyptians were horrible. They've got paintings on the wall where they mass murdered the babies to try to kill Moses because Moses was going to bring down their hypocrisy with reality. The pyramids in Mexico, they mass murdered they used their religion to mass murder, get the people to go mass murder their rivals. So the rivals would have no young men to overthrow them. And the only way the Tlaxcalans were able to kill them at Chicas was because of Cortez and his superior uh, firepower and technology to kill, if you call it superior. He's just, and then their disease. And that's the only way that side conquered this side with warfare, was they came up with more diabolical ways to mass murder and disease. And so when you look at the history of it, you're just like, what they're doing ain't really nothing new. This is their game plan, and this is their strategy, and this is what they do over and over again. And they had the film footage from the corporation banking genocide cartel called the Vatican, where all the power brokers sat there to pay their respects, and all the ignorant masses through arrogance showed up and said what a great guy he was because he said all the right things they wanted to hear, but he didn't do any of the right things that Jesus told him to do. He said all the things that trained consumers want him to hear, but he didn't do anything to stand up what Jesus commanded us what to do. And he didn't get up and tell them, all the things that Jesus asked us not to do are easy not to do because they're unhealthy, they're selfish, and they're disgusting, right? Anyway, killing your brain cells with alcohol to forget about life for a while because you lack the faith and the courage to stand up for the Lord's Prayer is not healthy, and it's pretty disgusting because your children have to inherit that lack of faith. Okay. So I don't want to hear it. Just go drink another beer and leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to hear it. I'll work. You fuck. We'll do what's necessary, and David Rockefeller will collect all the evidence on your phones. I've been playing this for like how long now? Years, right? And you're like, guys, seriously? I'm going to go get my tooth pulled out, and I'll go to the doctor and see if I get disability. And then we'll see where things go from there. Donald Trump thinks his money is going to save him from, I don't know what the fuck he thinks. I have no clue. He's a lot like, when him and Zelensky went and met in that museum where they sell religion like comic books, psychotic murdering comic books, and pictures of delusions of murdering comic book characters on the ceilings. No, I don't want to go there. That's quack wacko. No, I'm good. I got paintings of people I connect to in prayer. I got Bigfoot over there, Bob, Steve. Hele, the pictures in the barn are the people that I knew that suffered through hell with my family while we were being tortured, while everybody was denying the Lord's Prayer and the living word. And, so I got all the artwork I need, and it's better than any of the artwork you guys have getting paid lots of money from mass murderers to maintain status quo, to keep people psychologically where they want them, to fill the arenas so they can, sell you drugs and you can do the Mandel guy. A brave man once request of me, what to be is that. And they're brain chemical addicted to what they're doing and what they think is theirs. And all we are is dust in the wind, dude. What you leave your children is what you did. And if you accepted money and murder over money as reality, and then you tell your children you love them, then it's like, damn sure Earl loves you, but your parents are fucking crazy, right? They're drunks and murderers, right? Okay. Just so you know. But a lot of things with the genetics of the kids and the way they raise the kids and indoctrinate the kids take it like a duck to water. Like Einstein said about Hitler and the Nazis. And because he studied it in history, and it's the Egyptians are that way, and then it shifts and it goes to the Romans, and then the next great power and the next great power. And so, it's just ducks taking the water. I remember, like I used to tell the girls in at Casa Mia that were on welfare with their crip baby daddies. Said, man, if it looks like a duck and walks like a duck, it's a duck, man. Tell it to fly south or it's duck season. That's what I used to tell them. And they were like, well, you lots. I said, what are you talking about? I paid child support and take care of Patrick here in the ghetto. I work at a Fortune 500 company. You guys are all bitching. None of you guys work. You get, the state pays for your kids and you go out and party all the time and let your boyfriend back in because he's got money because he's a drug dealer, but you make sure nobody knows, right? That was their life. My life was, we live in that ghetto thing. I was the most responsible parent working at a Fortune 500 country and going to college and raising my son by myself. And I had to pay the state to do it to my wife, who went to the lesbian bars on mine, Patrick's Dimes, while we lived in the ghetto, protecting welfare moms from their drug dealer boyfriends and their drug dealer boyfriends from stopping ripping off single mothers. So, yeah, no, I'm a legend. Okay, there's nothing Donald Trump and Barack Obama and George Bush and Chris Hemsworth and Ryan Gosling and Blake Lively and what's the other guy's name? Trisha Yearwood's husband, Garth Brooks. And, there's nothing these people on TV can do about it. There's nothing Jay-Z could do about it. There's nothing Beyonce can do about it. Nothing Madonna could do about it. Nothing J-Lo and Batman could do about it. And the accountant, there ain't nothing they can do. Okay? Robert De Niro plays idiots in movies for money to keep you stupid. So you all keep, the money gets divided. The women get excited. Now you're all broken. It's no joke. It's hard as hell to fight it. So don't buy it. Yeah, one of my favorite rap songs as a kid. But yeah, no. Okay. So I'm like sitting there watching this stuff in the Seven Seals. That's Nostradamus. Once I redeem the Gospels under the most disgusting conditions and prove to you invalid by unreasonable doubt, your technology is not going to sit there and say, he's wrong, you're right. Trust me, the Pentagon and NASA are I'm going to use a Fleetwood Mac song. I'm over my head, but they're high. They're addicted to it. Over my head. When Trump and they all went down there, they felt so powerful. And St. Peter's Basilica discussing which poor people live or die, just like Mussolini and the priest that won Nobel Peace Prizes by deciding which people they're going to mass murder in that country back during World War II. They, what they're talking about ain't really nothing new. It's the same old story has been told before. So all I got to do is survive, stop and eliminate abuse, and recover. And if you don't believe that, that's your business, okay? And all you people that think I will die before you and before I get to enjoy living the Lord's Prayer, that's your perspective. But that God in your head is you. I'm telling you, God is omniscient and omnipotent. Jesus Christ is Lord, and he's the Spirit of eternal faithful Father, and we always have someone living among us, according to the Gospels, that is the temple for that soul. And when you can prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, your Father who sees in private and talks to you privately because you're worthy of faithful communications will reward you openly. It's not a mystery tour. La 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 mystery tour. Okay, and when I'm done here and I go to the mountains and I finish cleaning this stuff up and I recover, okay, if you're fortunate enough to be in my presence and be blessed with my loving presence, you will be. And if you're not fortunate enough because you wish me dead, unless I had lots of money and joined the Temple of Set Illuminati to make you feel like we were peers and equals, that's your business. Whatever you take into your bedroom and pray about what you think is privately with the top surveillance in the history of the world, you deliver with you, walk with you in the world today. That's what this is. That's what it says in the book of Revelation. Okay. That the devil and Satan try to replace God's omniscience and omnipotence with their presence, and then they try to destroy the Messiah and act like he doesn't exist and he's a fairy tale, and they're in way over, I'm over my head, but it sure feels nice. Your mood is like circus wheel, you change it all the time. I'm constant. Lord's Prayer. Okay? Yeah, I'm over my life's eternal grace is infinite. I'm right, you're wrong. Over my head, but it sure feels nice, right? Okay, guys, I love you. Hang in there. You are mean, rotten, little, unfaithful bastards. But life's eternal and grace is infinite. And I know I'm right. I know you're wrong, and I believe. So, faith be praised. Love you.